Okay, y'all, my phone died. So let's get back into this. So this shadow card just fell, and it's actually such a good sign, and I'm very, very happy that it came out. It's I love myself enough to walk away. And I have to tell you right now, like, I love this for this person who is having these obsessive thoughts about you and stuff. I think that this person is really digging deep, and I think they're finding a sense of self-love and self-respect, where that they are going to come to the realization that they need to love themselves enough to walk away from you. And that is honestly probably best case scenario for them and for you, because that way you can actually lean into this new love and let go of the past, heal from the past. And I think you're gonna feel much more relieved once you, I mean, now that you know this, I hope that you feel relieved, because obviously this is someone you chose to walk away from because you also love yourself. And I think that you taught them a valuable lesson in that way. And I think what they're going through now is like this emotional turmoil. You probably went through some of it too, or like you felt what they were feeling pretty big too. And so I think what's going on here is like you are very much loving yourself, and you actually are loving this person too. This new person, obviously this is new love, but this, you have to go back to go forward is what I'm hearing. So like, I think that this past energy, it's like you're almost like you're reaching back and you're just loving, like you're sending love to your past. And I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, it's almost like kind of like filling up to bring you back to the present moment. It's almost like there's this not a gash, I don't know how to explain it, a chasm, that's the word. There's a chasm, this gap between that's what closure I think is, right? There's this open open space, and it's like I feel like you're just filling that space with love, and that's a really beautiful message. And I honestly think this person is they're gonna get over you, and they'll move on, and they'll be happy. And so if you needed that confirmation just for your own safety, and like, of course, obviously take this like with a grain of salt. I wouldn't don't compromise yourself in any way, like as far as if there's somebody from your past that you can't trust and they're dangerous and you're worried about that. I think you should take the proper precautions, whatever that looks like for you. Or filing a restraining order, whatever you have to do, okay? But for some of you out there, what I'm hearing is I think this person is going to move on, and they will come to terms with this, and they do love themselves, and I think you should wish that for them. You know what I mean? You should wish that for them, and I think that this person is going to be very grateful that they met you, and very happy with how everything turns out actually for them. And I think you're going to be very happy for them in that way, because I don't know what I'm getting with, even for the people who caused you a lot of pain in the past, it's almost like you only ever wanted what was best for them, like you only ever wanted them to be happy and healthy and be loved and cared for and seen and all those things. And that's why you got into a relationship with them. Like, I mean, at least that was your intention, right? Like, your heart's very big. And I think that ultimately, even when people disappoint you, it's almost like you just can't help but, like, you're just, I don't know. There might be some people you still need to work on forgiving, but I don't know. I think sometimes it's harder. It's harder with certain types of relationships, but for the most part, I think you're actually pretty loving and forgiving. And that's what's actually part of what puts you in a place to receive better, because you are better. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm gonna pull right off the top. I hope you're happy. Yes. And that actually comes out in two ways, because this is actually genuine, authentic. Like, I really genuinely hope that you're happy, and I think that you hoping that they're happy, and then they are begrudgingly kind of heartbroken, saying like, I hope you're happy with your new person, and obviously that makes me really sad, and I miss you, and I'm hearing that song, Oh, it's hard to say it, but I wish you were right here. No, 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 no. And I see you everywhere. Whatever. But anyway, that's what I'm getting is like, even though they feel that way, even though they're still hung up on you and you can feel it and you relate to it in a way because you have been there probably. Again, you're a very diverse adventurer, okay? You've adventured many emotions, okay? You've traversed the landscape, the inner landscape, very, very in depth, very well, okay? You're a very, 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 very well-rounded person, I'll put it that way. I don't know how to explain it. Head to toe, top to bottom, from the mountain peaks down to the bottom of the fucking ocean, girl. And I say that to all of you. Seriously, it's real. So anyway, I think that this person really genuinely does want what's best for you too. Like, they really hope you're happy. They didn't expect to fall in love with you. I think that it really taught them some valuable lessons. I think it taught you some lessons too. And I think that you both are finding enough love within yourselves to let each other go and to walk away and be happy with you know, you did your part, right? Energy. And this is the same with, you know, this is almost like the same with this situation that you're leaving in part 1 of the video, right? These cards are still on the table for part 1. Which you haven't watched it, you should go watch part 1 also. This has been kind of a journey. But basically what I'm getting is like, you love yourself enough to walk away from certain situations. You really genuinely just want what's best for people. I think that ultimately you hope that people are happy and that everything works out for them too. And I think you don't want to, maybe in the past you kind of like wanted people to feel bad, you know, for what they did to you and stuff. And so you kind of like almost project that energy and you don't wrap it up and have that closure because you're almost like it's unfair, right? So like you kind of want you want to linger in people's minds a little bit. Maybe some of you do. But you kind of realize like, actually, I don't want that like for people. And actually, I don't want people to be obsessed with me and want to get back with me or like flex on my ex or whatever. You're like, actually, I just hope that you're happy and you're having a good time and like life is good for you. Because I don't want that energy around me. You know what I mean? And I don't want you guys to feel bad about anything. It just is what it is, man. We're human. We make mistakes. We live, we learn, we love, we laugh, we cry, we die. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know, you're like, there's no purpose in it. Like, let's learn our lessons and let's integrate them and be better next time for each other. Be good to ourselves, be better for each other. I don't know, like, that's just what I'm getting. It's like a very, very wholesome, very mature, you know, like energy. I think it takes time for anybody to get to that point in life. And so you should really pat yourself on the back here. So silly. Whatever. Sorry, I just have a lot of funny things that come to mind. Anyway, I'm gonna pull one more. Thank you for leaving me. Whoa, that's insane. Wow, thank you, God. Okay, sorry. I don't know why I'm sorry, but because I know not everybody resonates with, you know, God and stuff like that. It's really just an interchangeable word for me. You'll hear me say spirit, the universe, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. But thank you for leaving me is crazy because genuinely, like I was saying, like, it's the right thing. And that's why there's gratitude here. And that's why there's love here. Because it's the right thing for you to move on from this. I actually think that it is the right thing for you and the right thing for anybody else involved in this situation. Like I was saying, I think, I'm just moving this around. I think that this stress that this has caused is really not good for anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that it's a bad thing either, because like I said, this is all just learning lessons. And you're letting people, wow, I just heard, oh, that's crazy. You're letting people grow. Like, you're letting people know, you're letting them go, and you're letting them grow. So it's almost like, it's like this process. Wow, that's beautiful. I'm almost seeing like a rainbow. And I know it sounds really dumb, but it's like, you first, you talk about it. You let them know, right? Then you let them go. and then you let them grow. You know what I mean? But it's almost like you've been doing the letting go part of walking away, but then the letting people grow part is where you have maybe needed to put more energy, because it's like the end, the closure is, I truly love you, forgive you, wish you nothing but the best, and really let that be the seal on it. Let that be the key in a way of that you know, let it go, let it grow. You know what I mean? Very interesting. I've never thought about it like that, but that's what it feels like. It feels really good. Thank you for leaving me. I hope you're happy. I mean, I don't know. You're almost like you're almost thanking past people too. Like you're what, you know what? Actually, thank you for leaving me. This could go all the way back to childhood, honey. Some of y'all have abandonment wounds from parents, you know. Some of you had abandoning parents. Let me look at the bottom of the deck. I know we have a soul connection. See, this is what's so crazy about this energy too, is like there is something about the soul. Like, no wonder you feel this person so intensely right now, by the way, because I feel like you guys have this soul connection. For some reason, you were meant to come together, okay? And sometimes we don't know what that is or how that bakes into our story, like how that makes sense. But like, it's actually so crazy. I feel like some of you knew this was going to happen. And maybe you didn't know, maybe you didn't want it to happen. So you thought that it was something it wasn't. Okay, so like, for instance, I feel like some of you knew that you were going to have like a little fling or something. Okay? Some of you may have had an inkling that you were going to have a fling. But you also have an inkling that you're going to meet your soulmate, basically, is what I'm getting. So I think maybe in the timeline, like you were kind of like, yeah, well, I could do without the fling, you know? You're like, can we just skip that part or whatever? And so you thought, well, maybe the next one is going to be the one or whatever. So you give people benefit of the doubt. You give them a chance to be like the one for you or whatever. But you deep down, you know, I mean, maybe not even deep down, but you know, and then you're like, oh, I know what this is. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, you just kind of like realize like, oh, like I knew what this was and I knew it was coming. And yet when I'm in the experience, I forget about that, you know? So then when I'm in the experience, I'm questioning everything and I'm, you know, tripping over myself and I'm making mistakes and like whatever. And this could be this person that you dealt with too. Like maybe they felt that way too. Like they made a lot of mistakes. They don't like the way things went. They know that there's some type of deeper connection, purpose for your crossing, like your paths crossing. It's like star-crossed lovers or something. Your stars crossing for a purpose, and the purpose was literally for your growth, to accelerate your growth, and you're accelerating their growth big time. I don't think you realize the impact that you're having on this person. I think they're going to grow into a very, very wonderful person, and I feel like you have a big impact on that, you know. Sometimes we just leave a mark on people and they learn something they didn't know before, and now it's like it's only up from here. Like I'm just going to be a deeper and more profound and more loving person because of you. So they're very grateful actually in a lot of ways, even for the pain, because they know it's doing something for them. It's alchemizing something in them, and they're feeling like a different person because of you. Like they're feeling like, I need to get my shit together, or like I know that I'm worth more, I'm capable of more, like I need to respect and love myself more, and I also need to learn how to let people go that maybe they have people from their past they need to let go of still, and they realize they're cycling through all of these thoughts and stuff, and the whole time it's like it's just a beautiful alchemy. I don't know how to explain it. Love is strange. That's an oracle card. Down here. Love is strange. Wow, I love you guys. This is great. I don't know why Spirit's really wanted me to pull more cards, and I'm like, okay, like it's been a long reading, but yeah, I just think that there's just you're gonna sense and you're gonna feel this alchemy happening, and it's gonna be happening for you too. But I feel like this person is meant to go through this on their own, just like you have had to go through similar experiences on your own in the past, and that was your journey, and there was nobody there to hold your hand through it. And that's part of the healing that you're going through now, because it's now part of your journey for someone to come in and like heal with you. You know what I mean? That part of you. And that's your part of your journey right now. So this person having their journey over here, be at peace with that. Let them, you know, be at peace with it. Let it. And if this person reaches out to you, they might, you know, this might be hard, you know, for them. It is hard for them from what I can tell. But if they do, I would not interact with it. I would let them continue to go through their process. Just let them go, let them grow, and you enjoy yourself, honey. You really need to enjoy this next part of your chapter, this next part of your journey. Don't worry about not enjoying it, because I think it'll be kind of impossible not to. I know more than you think. Yeah, see, this is part of it too, is like, well, hopefully this person is catching on. Okay, the one who's struggling. Hopefully they're catching on to what this is and what this means to them, and what the purpose it is in their life. I think that you know so much more about this situation than they think you do. Like, you're already, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but like, you're already leaps and bounds and light years ahead in this way, which is part of the reason why this person over here is going to be a much better match for you, because they have also traversed the landscape. You know what I'm saying? They're already at that place, and I feel like y'all are going to meet there together. And people have to learn their lessons. Sometimes those lessons are difficult, just like you had to learn your difficult lessons. And this person who you're coming into connection with and falling in love with, they had to learn their lessons. You know what I mean? So let people learn their lessons. Don't think less of them for it. And wish them the best, and genuinely hope that they are happy, and they will be. So you don't have to stress too much on this struggle that they're going through. All this is so that you can know that it's happening, and so that you can be at peace with it, and you can interact with it, because it's going to be in the background a little bit at first in this relationship. There might be some past energy that tries to resurface. I would not give it too much like credence. Like, don't give it too much power. Recognize it for what it is. Give it love. And let it go. And then if you and this person have to have a conversation about it, you know how to frame it, because you're like, yeah, I do know what this is. And you don't have to say like, oh, we had a soul connection or something like, but you don't have to go into that. You know what I mean? Just for your own sake, as your friend on the internet, you don't have to go into that. Just all you have to say is, you know, like, oh, you know, if this person is trying to reach back out or something, like, hey, this is a recent, or like, you know, in the recent past, you know, this is just kind of a recent, you know, brief relationship that ended. It wasn't a good match. And, you know, they're still working through the ending, and they you know, obviously like are wanting to rekindle, but I'm not interested, because we've already been down that path, and I know it's not for me. I'm not interested in this person. So basically that's the crux of what maybe this new person is going to want to know, that this person is not an interest of yours, and you wish them all the best, and you genuinely don't have any hard feelings. I actually think that's very attractive to this new person, because they're going to see that like you have a kind heart, that you are very aware of other people and the way that they process emotions and things like that. And they're going to see that you're pretty like forgiving, and like what's the word? It's like being generous, charitable almost, kind of like the Six of Pentacles. But you're not so charitable that you're going to give yourself away, or that you're going to give people more chances. Like, I think when you pull back that energy and you just accept things, and you let them go. I mean, thank you for leaving me. Like, you did this person just as much of a favor as you did for yourself walking away from this. You love yourself enough to walk away, and so do they, though. This person's going to come to that conclusion, and they are going to love themselves enough to walk away, and that's going to completely leave your life, is what I'm getting. And you're going to be walking forward into this new chapter of your life that you earned, honey. I do wish you well. I mean, like, y'all, this is In the Shadows Oracle. Not all of these cards are like this. I'm just telling you. You got pretty much every single, like, card to describe a loving ending of a relationship. I do wish you well. They wish you well too, sweetheart. You know, don't feel too bad for them. Don't feel bad for them. Like, they're just going through a little struggle right now, but it's a lesson, and they're going to be okay. You might feel some of this energy, and that's just why this is coming up, because it's happening in the background. It was a part of your journey and your process. You're learning from this too. So maybe this has also been a struggle for you. Like, I'm not saying it's just this person's energy. Like, this is a two-way street, okay? It's a 5-lane highway, honey. I'm just saying. Anyway, we're in a love is strange. You're in a crazy world. But all I'm saying here is that you may have felt that energy. You feel at peace with it. They wish you well. You wish them well. This struggle is going to come to an end. You're both going to move on and be happy. And that maybe that's just what you need to hear today. You know, maybe that's just what you need to hear. Ooh, Knight of Cups. And speaking of, all I'm saying is, I just made that noise because the way the person is posed, they're like, ooh. I think you're gonna have bigger fish to fry. It's all I'm saying. I think you're gonna have your hands full, sweetie. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna have time or energy to even really concern yourself with it, to be honest. I think you're gonna be pretty preoccupied. Yep, you're gonna be pretty preoccupied. I think you should just be aware. Ooh, go for it. Okay, go for it. But I think you should just be aware that if you feel or sense any of this energy, like in the, I'm almost seeing like a web, or like, what do they call that? The, what did I say? The hyper wave. I don't, no. What is it called? I don't know, but it's like, I feel stupid. Okay, I don't know what it's called, but it's basically like the time-space continuum web or whatever. If you feel any kind of like tingling and like weird energy in the web, okay, basically what I'm saying is don't concern yourself with it too much. You know what it is. You'll know exactly what it is when it happens, and it may happen when you begin this new relationship, because this person's gonna feel it. And that might be what starts to make them go a little crazy, okay? Because they're gonna be like, oh my God, like they might see you with this person, you know what I mean? And see you guys falling in love and being, you know. Also, that's why I was like, maybe be careful with public displays, but that was mostly like with friends. Like, I think that you might have some friends who like are also attracted to you. Like, you might have a lot of people attracted to you right now too. Just be mindful, because I think you're going to be like out and about having fun, because you got all this 3 of Cups energy. You know, the summer's coming. Like, I think you're going to be out and about, and you're going to look real cute doing it. And I think that there might be some like a little bit of a turnoff if you're like getting too like messy. Like, I would not get sloppy. Don't get sloppy. Don't get messy. Keep it cute. Honestly, like just out of your own self-respect, have fun. Please have fun and love people, but like set some boundaries. So like if people are like kind of crossing your boundaries, or they're wanting to get like real physical, real sexual with you in public and stuff, I think that you should like kind of like gracefully put them in their place a little bit. Like, just be like, hey, like, you know what I mean? It's cute, it's fun, but like I don't actually want to like make out with you right now at the bar. Or like you're a wee bit drunk, you know, and like, not to shame people, but it's like when people get a little sloppy, sometimes they need good friends around them, you know what I mean, to like to help them kind of bring them back down to reality a little bit. Like, do you want some water? Do you want to like, you know what I mean? I don't know, like go outside. Do you want to, you know what I mean? Do you need to take a break from the dance floor? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not to be rude. That's just like being human. Like, that's just being real. Like, so you don't want to fuel people's fire too much if they're getting a little bit wild. That's all. That's just what I was sensing. And so you can be that grounding force, and you can be that, you don't have to be a mother in the group or anything, but you know, it's kind of giving mother a little bit, but I mean like, but I think just more so for your own reputation. I don't think that you want the reputation of being like a sloppy drunk or like making out with anybody. And like, you know, like I said, have fun, do you. Don't worry about judgment so much. It's not about that. It's really about like, what do you want to convey to the world when it comes to like your value systems. And like, again, this is not to judge anybody else who is out there. Like, be as slutty as you want to be, okay? Like, have your fucking fun. I'll be sitting there like cheering you on. You know what I mean? I'm a little bit, you know, I'm a little spicy myself, and so it's okay. I don't mind, you know, people being a little spicy. But that's just what came through in the reading earlier, and I don't know why. But all I'm saying is that I think to kind of like conserve your energy and like kind of preserve your presence in a way, it's just giving dignified and like and graceful. And then in that way, you're almost like, when you set those healthy boundaries too, like people respect you more actually. So I think if you actually want to build sustainable, respectful friendships, setting some boundaries will actually help do that, where people realize, oh, like I can't just do whatever I want to this person. They may be very loyal and very kind and loving, but they also have like teeth to them, you know, like they also have a little bit of a bite and a bark. And so like once I find out what they don't like, then I'll adjust to that. And I realize, oh, I can't just like do whatever I want to this person's body. They are not going to like that. And so, you know what I'm saying? You kind of sense boundaries, but sometimes people have to be taught boundaries. So I don't know why that's coming up. Anyway, all I'm saying is that this person may see you in public. That's why that came up. They might see you out and about. They might see you having fun with friends. They might see you with this new person when you guys start dating and seeing each other. And this ex-person, that might trigger a little flurry of panic where they start to realize like, oh, I don't have all the time in the world to like go and, you know, apologize and like make things right and da-da-da-da. Because maybe they've been thinking of how they're going to do that. They realize that they're out of time. They can't do that. And then they're going to go through a little panic. You might feel it when you're beginning this new relationship. It could be even whatever other kind of ties and connections you have in your web. Those people might feel it too and start to panic. And I think what's important to do is to lovingly let those people go and let those people grow. And you just, you know, you're putting out little fires. You're just like, yep, and that makes sense. Yep, and I don't judge you for that. Yep, and we already had this conversation, and I'm good. You know, like you're just gonna be like moving forward, keeping your focus. You're like, there's other things I'm focused on and interested in, and really, really benefiting from, and that's what I want to focus on. So everything else, you know, can go in its rightful place, basically. So I get the feeling that from part one. Like I said, these cards are still on the table. Part one, you're leaving some type of situation. Could be work, could be friends, but I'm really getting that it's like a work situation. You're going to leave this work situation. It's going to get better from there. Those people are going to feel a little bad. Maybe that's some of this shadow energy too. But I think they do wish you well. And I think that they, you know, you're saying, hey, I have self-respect. I love myself enough to walk away. This could be also connected. And I'm going to go my own way. And then these people are going to have their little flurry and they're going to learn their lessons and all that sort of thing. Okay. But ultimately it'll be the right thing for you and for them, actually. Okay. So once you leave that situation, then I'm sensing that you're going to be like having a lot of fun. You're going to be going out. You're going to be making more friends or rekindling with old friends, or just, there's just going to be a real good community building like season for you. I think it's going to be really, really fun and sexy, and it's going to really like light your fire in a lot of ways. And then I think you're going to meet somebody really special, and you're going to fall in love, basically, is what I'm getting. So anyway, that's what I have for you guys. I hope you all take care. This definitely was a really long reading, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.